Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you need your very own website, go to squarespace.com/Henry Turner. Look at this, we've got the sunnies. Definitely tempting fate with these things. So you know what guys, today is one of those days where I just feel incredibly grateful that this is my job and above all, incredibly thankful to you guys for the support that you give me, you know, to allow me, there's no two ways about it, to allow me to follow this passion and this dream of mine. I'm so grateful for that. For everybody that watches these videos, that gives them the thumbs up, you know, spends a second to do that. Of course, people that buy my products, my prints, books me for one-to-one workshops, you know, buys me a coffee on my Ko-fi page, my ebooks, whatever it may be. I'm here today in this video to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Like, this is just quality. Driving into the Lake District, photographing mountains and trees and waterfalls. You know what, it's madness. Thank you very much. And like I say, I suppose now and again, I said it in Scotland, didn't I? I do hope that these videos give you a little bit back for the support that you give to me. Anyway, welcome back to the channel, and I'm taking a photograph here already. I've actually done it already, handheld, with the Nikon Z7, of course. We just got this lovely peak off in the background, surrounded by all these trees, and I'll tell you what happened. I was taking a little bit of video footage for today's vlog, and I stopped and I thought, there's a photograph there. And what it is that I loved was these trees were black, you know, cast in shadow, and they were all sort of leaning in. All the branches were taking us into that peak off in the background, which, as it is now, really lit up nicely. You know, got some really nice light today. What a treat. Some nice clouds and actually quite a lot of blue sky, which for once, I don't really know why, I just liked it. Perhaps I'll hate it when I get it home. I don't know. But anyway, we'll crack on for a little bit and then have a little bit of a chat about today's adventure and today's location. I hope you like this first shot. By the way, before we get into today's adventure, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I found a really cool app for like maps navigation. It's called maps.me, and I'm using it as a really good substitute to the OS maps. Yeah, a bit of a side note, but if anyone's interested, we've got on this height this wonderful like gill, this ravine here. That, look at this, it snakes its way down into the Borrowdale Valley. What a vista behind. Look, there's even a few sheep down there giving it the big one as well. Look at them, absolutely gorgeous. So today's hike is called Rosthwaite Fell, and we're quite central in the Lake District National Park, so the views should be absolutely fantastic. And I'm gonna say it again, we've got light, probably tempting fate, same thing with the sunnies, but if it stays like this, the sunset should be glorious. just glorious. I tell you what, in a way, I mean, I'm always more excitable when I'm up in the fells, but it's not. This adventure isn't too dissimilar from last week's video where I went to the forest, in the forest of Bowland, and just I felt quite chilled out. This is the same. I tell you what, it probably is for me. Almost certainly, it's wind. Wind. I don't see a benefit in any type of landscape photography when there's wind, unless it's a storm and you're on the coast and it's blowing the waves. But up on the fells, oh, and yeah, I'm so used to it being windy that when it's like this, it's glorious. What are they, kestrels? I tell you what, it's just stunning. It's just stunning. So I'm not too far from the top as I'm enjoying this environment, and I'm just going to grab a photograph here. Looking right back, and see right from the distance there. You might be able to see them, what I thought was kestrels as well, by the way. If anyone knows what they are, I'm probably wrong, let me know. But right up in the distance, that sort of cone-shaped mountain or mountain range is Skiddaw. And he's just lit up, whereas all of this foreground, or a lot of this foreground at the minute, is quite dark. So there's a nice contrasting light. And as you look there, look how much depth there is. There's so much undulation as we go through this scene, and the sky's half decent as well. You know, we're probably about an hour and 20 minutes till the sunset, so everything's nice, you know, calm colours, calm light, absolutely love it. So I've got the 24-200 on, zoomed in slightly at 35mm. And I don't know why, because when we look down in this foreground here, I'm sure you'd agree, it's quite messy, you know, in general, at first glance at least. You know, we've got crags, trees and branches all over the shot. We've got some fences, barbed wire, the stream, rocks, you know, it goes on and on. But what I'm kind of doing is I've got this down in the bottom right-hand corner of the frame and treating it as one subject almost, you know, this cluster of objects down here. And I don't know, again, like the previous photograph, I might change my mind when I get it into Lightroom and think that I was mad when I was on location, but at the minute, I'm quite liking it. And then of course, like I just said, Skiddaw just makes this wonderful background subject, as it so often does in this part of the Lake District. So nice and simple with the settings, ISO 64, f11 and 1/15 of a second. I am having to be careful with my histogram because, you know, even though there's not that much light or anything, there's quite a high dynamic range here. It's just a lot brighter off in the background, and then the sky of course as well. But yeah, lovely. I've just focused on these crags down here at f11. That'll do me. Oh God, I'm not going to show you the photograph just yet because I was just packing up, literally. I got up here a little bit to get to the summit. And look what happened. Look what unveiled itself down back in the valley where I've come from. Just this beautiful glow of light across the mountain. So I've basically took exactly the same photograph, amended the composition slightly to suit the light. Way better. Oh my goodness me, I haven't felt like this in a while, where I just want to photograph everything. This is just ridiculous. I must be about 20 minutes from the top. I just need to show you this, guys. Get a look at this landscape now. That little tarn there is called Tarn Leaves, which is a cool little name, which Wainwright acknowledges in his guide. That is where I'm heading, just up there. I'd assume that one there is the peak. That is Rosswaite Pike, and this is where it all starts kicking off for me. Of course the light is helping, but oh, look at that! Look at them light rays over there back towards Fleetwood Pike. Oh, and then look, even if we go further, we've got Skiddaw. It is ridiculous. I have got to make something of that tarn, but for now, I need to get a little bit of a wobble on. Look at the light on my face! Oh, absolute epic stuff. I will tell you what guys, this is a contender for one of the best. The views are as panoramic as you'd want, really. There are peaks galore. I've just taken a quick shot. I didn't bother explaining it because it's proper simple. Mind you, I suppose I could say that about all of my photographs, couldn't I? For moving my head out of the way, that sort of scene that you can see there. When I was coming up this fell, actually, I noticed straight away how rocky it is and how craggy it is. And I just feel like this photograph's going to sort of capture that feeling, you know, because that's what it often is when we're taking photographs, isn't it? It's a feeling. So fingers crossed, I'll show you it in a second. But first, I wanted to say another huge thanks to today's video sponsor, which is, of course, Squarespace. I'm really grateful for their support. If you don't know who they are, it's an all-in-one platform where you or anyone else can create your own website. It's exactly what I did around about 3 years ago, in fact over 3 years now, and I'm really proud of my website. I love the way my Squarespace website looks. They've got wonderful customer service, and the best thing about Squarespace for me is what I always say is the ease of use. It's so easy to create your own website. You know, you don't have to outsource it to somebody else. You don't have to know loads about computers and software and stuff. You've got all that control to get it exactly how you want it. And coming from me, I'm so happy with my own website, genuinely. And it's great if you want to sell things as well. You know, I sell all my prints, my ebooks, everything that I was saying earlier in this video that you guys are so kind to support me through all of these purchases, you know, support me on my journey, and that's all through my Squarespace website. So yeah, highly recommended from me. If you want to check them out, go to squarespace.com/Henry Turner to get yourself a free trial. And if you like what you see, be sure to use the offer code Henry Turner at checkout for 10% off your first purchase. Right, hope you like this shot. Let's see what happens with this sunset. Oh, so here we go. Ugh, absolutely gorgeous Rosthwaite fell. I think I said Rosthwaite pike earlier. Apologies for that. It is a fell. Absolutely wonderful, and we are set up already. I'll tell you what a just classic vantage point. Like, look at this. Look at these views. Absolutely unbelievable. Oh, we are getting a little bit of a sunset. I was just going to chat about it and say that it's one of them, unfortunately, where the colour and the light has been snuffed out quite early on by a bit of low cloud off on the horizon. To be fair, it's my fault. I should have just got here like an hour earlier and we'd have enjoyed all that golden light earlier. But from this spot, I don't know if I'll ever learn. Absolute wally. Anyway, an absolute treat to get a view back down to Derwentwater. For some reason, I just forgot that I was going to get that vista. That is stunning. And that's what I'm making the most of with this photograph. I'm just going to take this one and then I'm going to get the jet boil out all on my own without you guys and just enjoy, I was going to say the sunset, but you know, the evening, you know, the end of the day, all on my own. And just be grateful for this, because that's what this video is all about. But this is, I mean, there's obviously, you know, millions of different compositions and photographs to be had from this spot, but this is the only one that's really, you know, giving me a feeling, jumping out at me. I think that's a really big part of why we take photographs, why we take specific or certain photographs is actually there isn't a reason. It's just a feeling that you get and you gravitate towards, whether it's like in this case, this tarn and Derwentwater or a particular peak, or maybe what the sky's doing, or light, which is obviously a big one. But yeah, for me, it's really simple. I'm just sticking Tarnet leaves down here at the right-hand side of the frame, and then we've got Derwentwater. He's going to be sort of at the top, or in central, top central. And then we've got, I don't know if you can see this, but right down in the distance in the valley there's a couple of white cottages, which are on the left-hand side of the frame. Now, I am doing this as a panel, and I don't know if they're even going to show up, to be honest. That remains to be seen. Shot at f11 ISO 64 and around about a 1 second exposure. 4 or 5 shots from left to right. And yeah, once again, in fact, just like the image before, as it so often is from a fell top, it's just layers of different fells as we're looking off into the distance. And you know what? All right, we haven't got any mad colour. That's pretty nice over there, isn't it? Although I don't think there's a shot. We haven't got any mad colour, but we've just got that sort of like peachy sort of glow that you so often get at the sunset, around about the sunset in the sky in a sort of opposite direction. Absolutely wonderful. So I hope you like this last panel. Once again, I want to say a massive thank you to you guys for your continued support of my work. It really does mean the world. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Out.